What up, everybody? I'm Jack Slater, aka the Comic Outlaw, yeah, and I hope you're ready to get back into the world of weird. Yeah, She Hulk, issue 29. And yes, the fourth wall's about to be broken. And I guess Spider-Man's going to guest star in this one, but we're going to see what happens because it's never all that it seems in these comic book covers, if you know what I mean. You read between the lines of a Jennifer Walters story, you better be ready. Anyways, this teacher's having this conversation, or he seems like a teacher. He has all these devices, and they're about to play a game. A very interesting game with one She-Hulk as they communicate with aliens. And this guy's kind of dressed up like a costume villain, and he has a bunch of college students, as will come into play later, as Jennifer Walters decides to sue the government. Yes, because she feels that she's being watched, whether it be by space aliens, whether it be by something else, some kind of entity. So she wants the government to kind of come clean on what's going on with the aliens and what's going on, with different factions, stuff like that. So she's gonna try to sue them, in order to get information. And this could be a problem since all governments have to keep secrets about aliens, about this and that. So, her lawsuit is kind of big, and they really don't want her to win, honestly, because it's a matter of national security, but people want freedom of information. But how many things can people really handle? Nowadays, if someone loses their cell phone, they panic. So I don't know how people can really handle aliens. Anyways, as the judge comes out and does his little hoopla, the games master decides, or whoever this guy is, he seems like he's some kind of teacher, he decides to send out a distraction, an alien, and with his device that he has, he's able to select and push a button. And from out of nowhere, a symbiote appears. Yes, looking like Spider-Man, but actually it's supposed to be Venom. As he fires some black goo all over Jennifer's chest. Yes, Venom just fires some goo all over her chest. And of course, the kids are all happy, the college kids. As the game continues, Venom striking out and rips off her clothes. Yes, she's in her lingerie. And I guess it's a photo op. But they're taking this basically as a distraction, just to kind of keep her away from what's going on. And of course, he mentions that he got him out of a time period where Spider-Man kind of dumped the symbiote. The symbiote picks up Jennifer. And this is where the symbiote kind of realizes what's going on, because it's in a frenzy. It had just left Peter. It was in an attack mode. And it's just basically lashing out on whatever and whoever is. The symbiote realizes that it's not Peter. It starts to cry. It gets all sad. Jennifer rattles it a little bit, trying to get it to come to its senses. And this is where they have to come up with plan B. Since the symbiote can't talk, they're afraid they might bond with her or something and explain what's going on. So they decide to zap it back to its present, but the past. Anyways, Jennifer falls back down. She's in her lingerie. And the judge dismisses her for some reason. I would have kept her in that courtroom, but there's no justice in the world. Anyways, this guy's making his plans for what he's going to do next and what he's going to send after her. As Jennifer's wearing a coat over her lingerie, press are following her, asking her if it's aliens. And two of the kids get an idea. Why not send the Green Hulk? And they get into an argument about this. Green Hulk, why not the gray? So instead of sending one, these kids decide to send both. Yes, Joe Fixit and Savage Hulk getting ready to rumble against Jennifer and Wheeze. They come out of nowhere. And Jennifer is actually quite surprised, that it's not only her cousin, but two different versions from two different eras, as they begin to kind of slug it out. But the sun is up, and the Grey Hulk turns back into Bruce Banner. And of course, Savage Hulk grabs him, getting ready to beat the crap out of him. Jennifer saves Bruce out of instinct, and these guys realize that they've just basically crapped the bed. So they gotta push some buttons, and boom, they both disappear. Now, Jennifer is getting extremely suspicious as Weeze's daughter picks her up, saying they got a scientist to kind of work things out. As these guys plan their next move, the old man suggests that maybe they need a distraction for now. A costume distraction. As he makes a phone call. And they're kind of worried, saying, not her, not her. And he says it's not time to unleash her yet. So we're going to find out who her is, I guess, evidently later. But This guy says that they need something, they need to create a distraction of some kind. And they create Wolverine, yes, Logan, the X-Men, my favorite X-Men, as he appears out of nowhere and then smashes down the car, and the car begins to spin around. The beautiful car gets a lot of damage to it, I swear. So they're flying back and forth. They're trying to stabilize this as Wolverine's claws went in the engine. He's about to fall off, and he says, "Help me, She-Hulk." And this is where She-Hulk gets a little suspicious. How do you know my name? But Wolverine just kind of hits on her, saying, "You're green, you're big, you're beautiful. Who else can you be?" And that's playing the common sense card right there. Probably would have said something like that myself. Anyways, this is where She-Hulk begins explaining that this has been happening to her all day, and just as soon as she stops the problem or helps out, the illusion disappears, and this is where Wolverine blips away. Of course, Weeze's daughter shows up with some physics, and this is a great opportunity for this guy, I guess, because he's laying back in the scenes, and they kind of explain that they don't exactly know what's going on, but there's something, in the air, I guess you could say, and the Phantom is kind of saying, he looks like this and that, and the kids are kind of like, oh, she's hitting on this old guy, and it's time for another distraction. Spider-Man comes out of nowhere, and of course he webs these people up that have been watching. This is the professor and a few of the other students, and this is the real Spider-Man, I guess. And of course he disappears back into his presence. The students have messed up. They need something else to kind of distract so the professor can escape, so they make a big spaceship appear, and She-Hulk hops in the car, and she flies off to the spaceship trying to solve this mystery, trying to figure out what's going on and why they keep attacking her with these different illusions, these different beings. And is this an illusion, or are these the people pulling the strings? We'll find out the next time, won't we? And I'll catch you on the flip side. Yeah.